guys, it's Molly, and this week on Quadruple Threat is Childhood Week, so I decided to do the Throwback Tag, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I have the questions on my laptop, so that's why I'm going to be looking down a lot. What year were you born in? I was born in 1999, which makes me 15 years of age. Do you have any pictures of yourself when you were younger? If you do, show them, and I will just insert them right here. I think we can all agree I was a pretty darn cute little kid. Just kidding, I was actually really creepy. What shows did you grow up watching? And I grew up watching like Cat Dog, SpongeBob. When I was a little older, Wizards of Waverly Place was like my all-time favorite show. What did you want to be when you were younger, and is it still that today? When I was younger, I wanted to be a ton of things. I wanted to be an architect, a physical therapist, a teacher, an actress. I guess like some of the stuff that I wanted to be when I was little are still stuff that I'm kind of interested in. I just don't know exactly what I want to be. Favorite toys to play with, and by far my ultimate favorite toys were these dinosaur toys we had, and I would play with Polly Pockets too, so kind of both of them, but I would play with them together, and then it would be like dinosaur apocalypse with the Polly Pockets. Like, it was crazy. What's the most embarrassing thing you did when you were little? And I did a ton of embarrassing things. I was probably the most embarrassing little kid ever. One thing I did is I used to have a crush on my cousin. It's gonna be awkward if he's watching this, but I think we all did that at one point though. Read something you wrote in kindergarten. I don't have something I wrote in kindergarten, but I have something I wrote in first grade because we wrote in a journal almost every single day. We can all tell I was a great artist. Please, hold your applause. 3 songs you listened to as a child. And when I was little, I basically listened to VeggieTales my entire life. Those were like my jams. But one year, my neighbors were having a garage sale, and I saw a Kidz Bop CD there. The original Kidz Bop CD, like not Kidz Bop 1, not Kidz Bop 2, Kidz Bop. Like, it was just called Kidz Bop. And I loved that thing. I listened to that all the way up, like that was the only CD I listened to, all the way up until like 7th grade. Like, that was the only thing I listened to, and it had like Bye Bye Bye, Crazy Frog, I'm Blue, Hazel Eyes. Like, it had like a ton of like old 90s songs, and I loved them. What was one funny thing you dressed up as for Halloween? My very first Halloween, I dressed up as Santa Claus. That was original. Any story that you remember from when you were little? One is, I remember I would stick everything up my nose, and so one day I stuck a rock up my nose, and my mom couldn't get it out, so she had to take me to the doctors, and they ended up getting it out, and it ended up being a potato bug, not a rock. Way to go, Molly. Any special things you kept from when you were little? And yes, oh my kitty. This is my little cat, and I've always been a dog person, so I don't know why I was so obsessed with this cat when I was little, but my mom told me that when she bought this for me for one of my birthdays, it looks really demented on camera, I'm sorry, but when she bought this for my birthday one of the years, she saw it and she just thought of me, and so she got it for me, and it has this cute little pink ribbon, and it's just white, and it looks really like scary. Oh jeez, looks like it's gonna kill somebody, but no. It's just because the fur gets in her eyes. But she just looks like that. That's my cat that I kept from when I was little. What are some weird things that you used to do as a child? And one is, my mom got me a purse one year for Christmas or something. I don't know why I got it, but I basically got a purse, and I would always ask my mom to put money in my purse because I wanted it to be real. So I would always ask her if she would give me money, and she would give me like 2 cents, and I thought I was rich, and I loved it. So yeah. And then the other thing is, when I was younger, I would, my mom didn't let me chew gum because she was afraid I would swallow it. So I would always like whisper in her ear and be like, can we pretend I'm chewing gum? Because she would never let me chew gum, and so then she'd be like, oh yeah, and then I would pretend to chew gum because I thought it was really cool to chew gum. The scariest thing that happened to you when you were little, and I remember this so clearly. One time when I was little, this was more like when I was like 8 to 10 years old, so I was a little older, but I was on a playground at a campground. So we were camping, and I was on a playground, and I was on the monkey bars, and it started to sprinkle a little bit. So, sorry I keep moving, I'm very uncomfortable. But basically, I was on the monkey bars and it started sprinkling, and all my brothers went to our campsite, and they were in our camp or whatever because it started raining. I was like, shh, rain, who cares? So I was on the monkey bars, and I slipped off because it was like raining, and it was all wet, and I fell on my back, and I got the wind knocked out of me, and that's pretty scary, and I didn't know what that was. I had never had that happen to me, so I started freaking out. I thought I was dying. I literally thought my life was coming to an end. I prayed to God. I was like, no, I'm so young. I don't want to go. And then I started crawling along the ground because I couldn't breathe. So I started crawling along the wood chips, like trying to reach our camper, yelling my mom's name as best I could. I was out of breath. I couldn't breathe. So I was like, help me. I was like, I'm dying. And it was awful. I did not go on those monkey bars ever again. World different from when you were little. Well, when I was little, I didn't care what people thought of me. Now I care a lot about what people thought of me. When I was little, I was loud and obnoxious. Now, like if you meet me and you're like one of my friends and stuff, I'm very loud and obnoxious. But if I'm at school and stuff, I'm not so loud and obnoxious. But when I was little, I was always loud and obnoxious. I was a very controlling little kid. I wanted everybody to do it my way, and if they didn't do it my way, I screamed and stomped my foot and threw a fit until it became my way. So now I kind of don't have that control over people, and I just kind of am like, okay. That's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and like this video and comment below something about your childhood, a funny story. I'd love to read them. Um, 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 um,